Voyage, guys. It's your girl Mai-Ling, Pretty Flower 2618, founder and CEO of Dragon Slayer Entertainment. Oh boy, so I'm getting myself ready right now. I have a lunch meeting with a potential investor. I have lots of stuff going on behind the scenes. You guys will be finding out about a lot of it very, very soon. Oh, so I guess I have another story time, like a short story time. I'm putting some moisturizer on my face. So about when I was working at that hospital, same hospital. So I shared with y'all that, you know, during my time there, I had to change my schedule at the hospital because my dad had to have a quadruple bypass, right? So yeah, I worked very close with, you know, all the doctors and surgeons and anesthesiologists and whatnot, but after my dad had his surgery, because I was like super immersed into the medical field, you know, I was, you know, during my time in the lab, I was, you know, trying to learn as much as I possibly could, you know, from the techs, from the lab techs. So I learned a lot about chemistry, hematology, all the different areas, pathology, histology, all of that stuff, even blood banking, stuff like that. So anyway, because I'm so close with my parents, and I don't know, it's just medical field science is very interesting to me. So I approached the doctor that did my dad's open heart surgery, and I asked him if I could stand in on an open heart, on one of his open hearts. And of course it couldn't be my dad because you know, you can't have a relative inside the operating room, because should something happen, my emotions of being a relative would have taken over, XYZ. You get the idea. But so I asked him if I could stand in on an open heart, on one of his open hearts, because I wanted to like visually see what my dad experienced so that I could appreciate even more and be more sensitive to what my dad went through, right? Because to me, my dad's my superhero. Like, he's truly my hero, him and my mom. But I wanted to really just see up close and personal, like for myself, exactly what my dad went through during his open heart surgery. And so I approached the surgeon and I asked him if I could, you know, just stand in, and he agreed. He said yes, you know, as long, you know, it's on your day off, you know, so it doesn't interrupt, you know, my schedule, you know, with the laboratory, you know, supervising and whatnot. And yeah, I could go ahead and stand in. I was like, wow, that's so freaking dope. So I picked a day, you know, he gave me a schedule. I picked a day, you know, that I was gonna be off, and there it was. Like, I was in, right? So the day comes, you know, I go into the hospital like it's, you know, a normal day, but it was not a normal day. I went into the surgery area and I got gowned up, you know, in my surgical scrubs and just my hat, booties, all of that stuff. I had to scrub in, like I had to make sure that I was completely like germ-free, all of that stuff, right? So I did all of that, and then I met the surgical team in the operating room. And so the body is like, you know, they bring the body in, or the patient in. They bring the patient in, the body is like right, I'm standing right in front of it, and because I'm so short, they're like, do you want a stool? So they gave me a stool to stand on, and they told me one rule and one rule only. If I felt faint, that I needed to fall away from the sterile field. So how many of you guys think that I fainted? Let's see. Put it down in the comments. Do you guys think I fainted during this operation? Now, during the operation, I can say that I did get nauseous, and there was only one point during the operation that I became nauseous. It was when they were cutting the leg open, because for a bypass you have to like put the heart on a machine, so the machine is pumping your heart for you, right? And the heart has to stay still with no blood flowing through it, so that they can, you know, put all these. So it's a graft. What they have to do is graft the arteries of the heart because they're clogged, right? So they had to slice, like say this is the leg, they had to slice the leg all the way up, and they had to pull the vein from the inside of the leg. And when I tell you, those scissors, when they were cutting that leg, it cut like wrapping paper. Like, it cut so smoothly. It was like shh, like they were just going straight up the leg. I was like, holy shit. That part nauseated me. I do remember the smells of basically burning flesh. You know what I'm saying? Because they use the cautery tools so that it decreases the amount of blood, you know, instead of having a big bloody mess. You know, it cauterizes the capillaries and stops it from bleeding. So I remember that smell, and I remember I got nauseous when they were slicing the leg up. So they had to take that vein, they had to, you know, run saline through it to make sure that it was good, that it was patent, that there were no holes, like nothing that it was going to be stable enough to be grafted into, I'm sorry, the heart's on this side, graft, you know, into the heart, like from the artery to the artery, so that way it can, you know, pump the blood through an open channel instead of the blocked channel, right? So and what they call open heart, well, a bypass surgery is a CABG. It's a coronary artery bypass graft. So CABG, CABG. So that's what we call them in the hospital. It was pretty intense. Like 5-6 hours flew by like that. It didn't feel like I was standing on my feet for that entire time. And, you know, here we are, you know, closing to the end of the video. No, I didn't faint. Like I said, I got a little nauseous when they were slicing the leg. I remember the smell of the burning flesh, but the whole process, procedure, operation, it was just completely phenomenal, completely phenomenal. So I want to shout out Dr. Arabia. Thank you so much for allowing me to experience that surgery. It really made me, not that my heart wasn't already soft for my dad, you know, that's my dad, you know, but I just really wanted to see exactly what my dad experienced, and shout out to Dr. Arabia. He allowed me to do that. So that's another little story time, my time in the hospital. If you guys want more, make sure, you know, drop the comments. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Make sure you guys subscribe to my other channel, Dragon's Lair Entertainment. That's where I do all my music and battle rap. Also, make sure you guys, we're doing a push for 1,000 subscribers on TeamSmoke. I'll make sure that I link his channel in the description. Please go over there if you haven't already. Subscribe to his channel. Also subscribe over to TRBRC, and I will check you guys out next time. Thanks for tuning in. Bye.
Grab your weed, cause you're now tuned in to the TRBRC podcast.
The real BRC. Team Smoke, Team Smoke.